You're live. Oh, greetings, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sanele Madola. I'm working with Nosoli. Today, we're going to talk about the new beginnings and the new mistakes that you've done on 2018. So, it's a new year, new beginnings, new stuff. So, we're going to speak like that. And the things that you've missed in 2018, and the things that you want to reach on this year. So, over to you, Mosoli Kapa.
Yeah, my name is Monsoli and my surname is Clark. So we'll tapping in our way forward, our views on the how do we look the year will unfold for us. Also reflecting on our year, last year 2018, of which for me it was a great year because as a person who love to equip myself, more especially looking on non-formal education as a way that can also liberate and educate and inspire us. Then the other thing is from last year, I've been part of Activate, which is Switch, and I learned a lot. I think it was an 11-month program that developed me. Also, I've been part of a JUCO training that also developed me, which is personal development and leadership. That is fundamental to me. Also, I've been part of Springbok Plant and Race uh, in the Eden Garden Road. Also, being active to popular education as well and to without borders. The other thing is doing mobilization and organizing course from PEP. The other thing is active involved on local labor media forum from Workers World. So my year was quite easy. In fact, also attending conferences, also participation in the City of Parliament in Tamas Hotel. So my year was great. Also, I'm looking forward for 2019 as well, and the participation and the involvement of myself in different spaces and different activities that I want to contribute to in the space of the community. And the other thing that I want to focus on is to look close on policymakers. How do we develop our policies and how do we influence policymakers, local policymakers and international policymakers in order to have a world that will be able to be inclusive to everyone and develop our own community. Because currently people are living in a state of poverty and poverty is a very problematic, even the total citizen were having a campaign around that. Also, how do you make sure that each and everyone is benefiting and their own human rights are being respected? No one is living in poverty, no one living in a homeless environment. So how do we make sure that we respect such? The other thing is being part of the act of kindness as well and seeing how other countries like contributing in the act of kindness and partnering with different like organizations. I was an ambassador there
Yeah.
with Africa Unite as well. Also how like can we take care of refugees and migrants across the world so that they can also feel part of this world. Of which there's quite a lot of things that I've been doing. Also being part of my own organization in development as well, attending trainings at Shisimani, Marxism, and participating in the space as well. So my year was fundamental. Sure. So
Right,
anything
right.
else?
Okay, my year it was good. First of all, I'm a part of Skolo. Skolo is a cooperative society where we educate people how to open a co and also how to register a cooperative society. Most of the things in our communities, people don't know how to register co. So when people register co, they think they are making business. Co-op is a thing that where community can benefit. So we started opening co-op in 2015. It was myself and Fizagil, Stephen K. And my partner, we have our own co-op where we educate people how to plant in a community where we are based in Monabisa Park and Robin. So there we teach young people and old people where how to plant agriculture. You know, most we are in the Western Cape. Western Cape, there's no such people who are doing their own things. They don't have time to plant. So we are taking back those things to in our communities, whereby in Kailichi we're living in formal settlement. There's the people who are not doing anything in those areas. So we are making those people to learn to make them busy, especially those who are unemployed. So cooperating those. So my year it was good. And also I'm part of different organization which is Play Education, uh, Youth Without Borders and SGC. Yeah, and many organization where we serve people who are living in informal areas. So my thing last year is to my passion is about to help people who don't have nothing, people who don't have information, especially those people who are in a primary level. So I'm passionate about that to give them information how to government works. If government told them that is going to do something, then government like to do those things. So we are there to make government to account because we have the information, the knowledge, and to know the constitution of South Africa. So we are here to fight our people's right. So last year, these are the things that I've made. And also I'm a part of the, what is that organization?
Info.
Green Mob, yeah, we planned 1,300 and something trees. So to make a patient and also how to connect with nature. So that those are the things that we made last year on 2018. And also we lost our late friend Apu Domose. Yeah, at the end of the year last year it was on 2nd of December. We lost our fellow comrade. It was our last camp in YMCA, so he was kind of short. Yeah, in 2018. Yeah.
So I think like part of like since like we living in very difficult societies like where safety is very important. So how do we make sure our community like can live in a safe environment? Young people cannot be violated because like there was a time in America when there was someone was gunshot and everyone get mad and they protest.
And
But
demolish that.
yeah, but in South Africa, it's the people are not voicing out like they are not living in a safe environment.
You
Yeah.
know, the
So
thing,
I think
sorry for interrupting. In South Africa, as the people of South Africa, we are not united, first of all. We are not. Why I'm saying like that? We are living in a communities. We act like we are trying to learn Pagam.
right.
It's a pride. We have among each other. So we can't help each other. You know, back then in Eastern Cape, if you don't have something, your neighbor will give you something. These days, you know, there is no one who feel the pain. You know, that's next door. So in these days, like even if your child get murdered, so I won't support you. You say because there's a pride. First of all, things we need to do, we need to call the community members to unite themselves. As the people who are living in a township where we are not united.
Yeah, I think this is one of the things that I once said like we were discussing the other time. But sometimes the problem is as a black nation, you are black as an individual, you are not black as a collective or black as a community.
Mm.
So whereby we can be able to develop a supportive system or a supporting strength among ourselves in any way of the work that we're doing, either in business, in organization, in community, in governments. That's what we lack. The other thing, if you go to other people, Somalians, they own the township economy because they have that model of supporting system, which they are not Somalian as an individual, they are Somalian as a collective, as a community. even white people are doing the same thing. So I think like it's a problem for us. Even if let's say it's a safety thing that we want to advocate for, how do we make sure that it's us who living in these communities? How can we make sure that our communities are safe for the betterment of our own children and for the betterment of our own future as well? So I think it's a duty of ourselves as like we logging on different like we logging in now in 2019. There's also a year after we the years that are coming. So what the future that we want to develop, that we want to see in this in coming years. So for me, I think like part of the year, like for this year, and my activism and in the space of work, there are a lot of things that we still need to look on in order to make sure that our community is developed and be active citizen and part of the development of the program that we want to see within the space of the
So, how to, my question is that, how, what we can do to make our communities feel united, how to unite our communities, as we see each and every day, there's that name called, we call our people, our brothers, and our young brothers. So they say there's a thing that's called Amaparapal. So that name, I feel like we're encouraging them because they know that, but if I rob someone, I'm a para. So that's a Kasi language. I feel like we're encouraging them, para, like you give them the name that can feel that no, we are bosses now of the community. We can do anything. So we are encouraging them.
I don't
Why we
think
cannot?
so. I don't think so because even Marx, during the Marx time, in the Marx analysis, there are people who are called lumpens. It's like sometimes it's other
No,
words are existing in a dictionary word. But what I'm saying is recognizing that within the space of the community, there is a problem.
yes.
Yeah, but this is where we need to start. We realize that within the space of the community, there is a problem. And the problem is there are people who are indulging themselves on drugs. And those drugs make them to think otherwise. So they're becoming a problem within the space of the community. So meaning how do we make sure that okay, within this space of community, how do we equip such people?
Mm.
For example, someone will ask you, let's say you're having a conversation with someone who's a part. Someone will ask you if you are saying they must not smoke, like what are you saying they must do during that time? Because time is a valuable thing. They don't have sport, they don't have equipment, they know nothing, some of them about organization, they don't have job, they are unemployed. Someone is asking you, what's supposed to do like during that specific time? Like for the whole day, people will all have 24 hours depending how to use your own 24 hours a day. Yeah, but so during your 24 hours, you have nothing to do, you are unemployed. Yeah. So we need to create programs that will make people to be active during that 24 hours. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Mm. Ah, okay.
so in closing, so wish my year would be great this year and be more involved in development and equipping myself because what is important is to have skills and what is also important is to have
Keep
knowledge.
yourself busy.
Yeah, also link ourselves with different organizations. As I'm also involved in KC, I'm
And
an
also
activist youth.
communication is a skill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes,
Thank you.
yeah, and